Hey everyone, Tony George, DocSports.com, Week 8 NFL opening line report. So we're going to talk about the opening lines, my initial raw, candid reactions to the opening lines. These are not handicapped leans or picks. These are just me and you having a cup of coffee, taking a piss over a fence post, talking about this week's NFL action. Cheers. After a rough week, the week before, a rare losing Sunday, we bounced back this last week. Really disappointed with the Atlanta final. We laid 2.5 and they win by 2, and they let them back in it late. And, just not all together there. Miami played a little bit better offensively. Tua played pretty good at quarterback too. Despite all the white noise off the field last week. But nonetheless, Miami's tough luck continues. But we're able to get a winning day, and of course, 7-2 with our NFL top picks this year. We had New England in a no-sweat winner, and teasers are 5-2 through 7 weeks. So we're excited about this upcoming weekend, and some of these lines I've seen and some I haven't. So these are my reactions. Let's get after it. Be sure and leave your comments below. If they're respectful and insightful, we will go through them and we will post the comments. We have to filter all the comments out because of the links to other websites being offered and porn sites and there was always a few haters in there dropping F-bombs and this, that, and the other, so we got to filter those out. This is family entertainment, so we try and keep it down to a dull roar here. This upcoming comment section. Let's get to it. Let's take a look at them. And let me pull them up here. Live odds service. Here, I got about 20. Okay. The Thursday night game was really going to be a good one until Devontae Adams got COVID. Now, he's vaccinated. I don't even know what that means. He's vaccinated, but he got COVID. So if he passes a couple of tests, maybe he does play. But right now, the Cardinals are laying 6, total 51. The look-ahead line was -3.5 and 52.5. And now it's 6 and 51. Looking at straight 6 across the board at every major book in Las Vegas right now. One thing I will tell you is I think Green Bay's defense is suspect, and that might bite them in the butt here. They played a pretty weak schedule. Arizona, if you're not buying in, you need to buy in. And Zach Ertz last week on board had, a 35 or 40-yard touchdown. He adds another arsenal to their weaponry, especially the way Murray is playing. That cannot be denied. I did see a prop bet on this for team total Arizona over 28. I'd take it. Let's get to Sunday. Miami is on the road. The opener against Buffalo was Buffalo -11.5 and 49. Now it's 13.5 and 48. I'd take the Dolphins. Too many points. Too many. And Miami hangs around in games. Carolina, Atlanta. Oh, boy, Carolina. 3 points against the Jets last week. Bench Sam Darnold during the game. Without McCaffrey, they just don't have it. And Atlanta's nothing to write home about. They did everything to try and lose that game against Miami. It was ridiculous. Still making a lot of mistakes. Defensively, they're scary. Scary bad. The problem is that Carolina can't exploit it. Atlanta, 2.5 and 48 was the open, and now it's 3 and 46. I agree with the under in that one. Philadelphia, Detroit. Philadelphia, look ahead, 3.5 and 49.5, and now it's 3.5 and 48. Now, Detroit, they threw everything but the kitchen sink last week against the Rams. I mean, onside kick, couple of fake punts. I mean, they tried everything they could to win that game, but Goff, at the end of the day, just proved he's a bad quarterback. He threw a horrible pick. They were knocking at the door. I don't think they can beat Philadelphia. Honestly, we got a refresh here. Hang on. Maybe the line changed. Nope. 3.5, 48. Okay. I could only lean Philadelphia there. Tennessee at Indianapolis. Colts, the look-ahead line was Colts minus 2.5, total 49. And now it's flipped to Tennessee minus 1 on the road, 49. Tennessee's got wins over Kansas City and Buffalo, Seattle, and Indy. How they lost to the Jets, I have no idea. Well, I'll tell you what it is. When you don't show up, when you take a game for granted in the NFL, I've said it a million times, you're going to lose. You're not going to forget to cover the spread. You're going to lose. These teams are NFL teams. You got to show up here. Is there a buy sign on the Colts beating up on the 49ers and who don't have a running game at all? And week before they pounded Houston. Everybody pounds Houston. Houston didn't even score a touchdown last week. Didn't score a touchdown against the Colts either. Didn't score a touchdown 2 weeks. Is that a buy sign on the Colts? They can run the football. Tennessee just rendered Kansas City's offense useless. I could only lean Tennessee there. I think they're as good as advertised. Rams at Houston. Rams opened up 14, 45.5, and now it's 14.5 and 48. Whatever the team total is on the Rams, take them. I'm not interested in double-digit spreads in the NFL, as you all know. If you don't, I'm not interested in double-digit spreads in the NFL. Houston's a train wreck. I mean, if you're going to trade Deshaun Watson away, and he's going to go play somewhere else, and there hasn't been any, the legality of it, the optics of it. I mean, there haven't been any charges filed against him. It's been 6 months since those allegations came out. Is it a money grab by a bunch of gals who, he was doing a rub and tug or whatever? I don't know. But I'd play him because you have no chance. No chance. You think the Rams are going to be fired up? Coming off a piss-poor performance against a bad Detroit team, a winless Detroit team. They were on the ropes with, 3-4 minutes left in that game. They were right down. They were knocking at the door. I don't know. Cincinnati, New York Jets. Get this. Cincinnati opened up minus 3.5, 45. 10 and 43 now. On the road at the Jets. Coming off one of the biggest wins they've had in 5 years. Taylor's doing a nice job of coaching that team. We talked about it last week, kind of in the opening line report. They're surging. But is the buy sign on for Cincinnati? Minus 10. Definitely take the Jets in a teaser. Get them to plus 16. Back-to-back roadies. Playing it. They probably got a division. I don't have it in front of me. They don't have. You know what? Let's take a moment. Let's look into that game real quick. Let me pull up something here while we're all just being friendly and everything. Have a cup of coffee while we're talking about the Jets and the. Okay, let's find it first. Here we go. Let's see who Cincinnati has on deck. Okay, schedule. There we go. Whew. Yeah, they got Cleveland on deck. Divisional game. Then they got to play at the Raiders, and then they got to play Pittsburgh, the Chargers, the Niners, the Broncos, the Ravens again, Kansas City, and then at Cleveland again. Huh. Well, boys and girls, I'd lean Jets, but I'd definitely take them in a teaser. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Oh, here's a good one. Cleveland minus 2.5, 45 was the opener. Now it's 3.5, 42.5. Pittsburgh catching 3.5. The Baker Mayfield saga continues. They're getting Chubb back. In my opinion, Pittsburgh's just not a good football team. and maybe I'm stupid, but I'm still buying in on Cleveland. I think that defense of theirs is going to give Roethlisberger a lot of problems. Pittsburgh's not going to be able to establish a run against them if it's all on Big Ben. I'll tell you what, I'd take Cleveland at 3.5 and take them down to 3 and lay the 120. San Francisco, Chicago. San Francisco minus 3.5 on the road. Total 43. Low total now. San Francisco minus 339.5. Boy, I wish that was 42 or 43. I'd take the under in a heartbeat. I'd take the Bears in a teaser. San Francisco should be laying points against anybody right now on the road. Jacksonville at Seattle. Seattle minus 343.5 was the open, and now it's minus 343.5 still. Jacksonville, bye week, off a win, traveled to Seattle, who was on a short week, played on Monday night and lost in a closer game than I thought it would be. Geno Smith at quarterback. You could almost argue that Trevor Lawrence is a better quarterback in that game. I don't want anything to do with it. That's one I'm going to pass on completely. Seattle should beat them, but stranger things have happened. New England playing the Los Angeles Chargers. Look ahead was 5.5, 47.5. It's 5.5 and 48.5 now. Underdog or nothing. I'd take New England in a teaser too, and I'd probably take them underdogish. Washington at Denver. It was minus 4 Denver and 44.5 open, and now it's minus 3, 43.5. Well, Fangio cannot outcoach Rivera, for starters. Washington in a teaser. I don't know. I don't know what to do there. Boy, that's a tough one. Those are two evenly matched teams, which is why Denver's laying 3, because they're just giving them 3 points for playing a mile high. That's a coin flip ball game depending on who has less turnovers and less special teams blunders, because they're probably dead even. Matter of fact, where was that? I had this down here. I both have them power rated evenly. It's too close to call. Some games you just pass on. They're coin flips. That's betting. There's no value there. Move on. Totals seems about right too. Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Oh, here we go. The opening line was Tampa Bay minus 4.50. And now it's Tampa Bay minus 5, 50.5. Take the over. That's at New Orleans. Travel to Seattle, playing pouring down rain, short week. Brady and boys clicking on all cylinders, just destroyed a good defense last week. Just like a hot knife on butter. I mean, I only could take Tampa Bay. I wouldn't even use New Orleans in a teaser. Dallas at Minnesota. Dallas minus 2.5, 51.5. Right now it's minus 2.5, 54.5. It shot up 3 points on the total on the over. Cowboys are nothing for me. And Monday Night Football. Wow. Kansas City, the New York Giants, my beloved Kansas City Chiefs. So the look-ahead line was 13 and 54, and now it's 10 and 52. See what the Giants just did to Carolina? And they have a road win against New Orleans. Mahomes is... Kansas City's got two major problems. Well, they have three major problems. I'm not sure that Joe Judge and his staff and what they have available to them in New York can exploit it. But number one is that Andy Reid's been running the same offense for the last 3-4 years that Mahomes has been in there. It hasn't changed a whole lot. And people are figuring it out and scheming against it. Again, no matter how talented Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill and Pringle and Hardman and all the weapons they have at their disposal, they'll get Elaires back here sooner or later. But even their running back Williams isn't bad. And this offensive line they spent all this money on can't seem to get on the same page. Mahomes is always under pressure. They're double on Kelce or double on Hill, and they're learning how to scheme against this offense that just tore up the NFL the last 2 years. Unstoppable. Didn't make a difference if you scored against them or not. Like Tennessee was, like what I say last week. What's Kansas City doing lane 5 on the road? How are they going to stop Henry? Hell, they had him throwing touchdown passes against their defense. Kansas City's defense sucks. Sucks. People are figuring them out. What are you doing laying 10 on Monday night? 10 to anybody. You performed about as poorly as any team in the NFL did last weekend outside of Houston. You got dominated in every facet of the game, including Andy Reid getting his ass coached off. Can New York expose that? I don't know. They're going to score. Houston will score against Kansas City. It's that bad defensively for them. And the other thing, too, is the three-pronged issue. They're turning the ball over like crazy. They turned the ball over as many times this year, right now, as the previous 2 years combined. And they're not getting a lot of takeaways on defense at all. I couldn't lay it. I can only take it on Monday night. DocSports.com. Click the link. Get a free $60 in the description below. There's a 7-unit play out of one of these games we talked about. I'll have it. Poured up in college last week. Game of the Year winner. Tearing it up in World Series are here. NBA college basketball starts November 9th. Be there or be square. Go over there and get informed. 95% of the stuff on the website is absolutely free. Go read up. Free plays, videos, how-tos, every sport you could imagine covered. NHL going on. Beautiful time of year. Let's make some money. Enjoy your week. And all my picks for college and pro football will be up on Thursday. Let's get after it again. Have a huge weekend.